Nick Bosa, my theory, and it's just a theory, is that Nick Bosa in the Niners, he was asked about the contract at minicamp. And he's like, what do you think you're going to get? Or how do you feel about it? And he's like, in Nick Bosa monotone voice, is like, I think I'm going to get what I deserve. That's all he said. I think I'm going to get what I deserve. But he said it in a way like, I know damn well what I'm getting. And I just feel like they've had so long to talk about this. I don't care if it's historic. I don't care if it's big money or big dollars or he's a unique player. I think that's all just blah, 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 blah. I think the reality is the only reason that you would ever be concerned about a holdout is I don't know if the guy's in shape. This guy is in shape. So there is no concern. I think the Niners are staring at their depth chart going, you know what? It's July 28th. If we sign Nick Bosa tomorrow, he's got to put on pads on Monday or whatever next week. And then there's always a chance he gets hurt. And I think the Niners would be totally fine with not having Nick Bosa show up until like August 15th. And I'm totally fine with it because if they don't have Bosa, their odds in Vegas to win the Super Bowl drop dramatically. I really think that they know what they're paying Bosa. Bosa knows what he's going to make. I don't buy this. Well, there's still a lot of talk going on. I don't buy any of that. I just think they're minimizing their risk, and they don't want him. They don't want to lose him in camp to an injury, and they know he's in shape anyway. So we'll get it done, but we'll get it done in a couple weeks. That's my theory.
Yeah, I mean, I don't totally subscribe to that. I do like your idea that they just don't want him in pads. But, I mean, I wouldn't want McCaffrey in pads, and he's in pads a little bit, right, out there running around. And I wouldn't mind him getting a few reps next to Javon Hargrave if he could. I guess maybe he'll be next to Eric Armstead, whatever. Which, by the way, is an aside. People ask me about this. I don't know. You have a take on this? Like, do they need to sign another pass rusher? I don't see. When I look at their team, I don't see any point in that. I don't really care if Drake Jackson or Cleveland Ferrell wins the quote-unquote starting job. One of them will get the start, and the other one will get some pass rush reps, and it'll be fine.
I think that, backup O linemen don't play unless there's injuries. Backup D linemen often play no matter what. And they lost how many snaps between Ebukam, Willis, and Amenahue. Beal had a good practice today. I thought he shined, but I'm a little nervous about the depth at defensive end. I would like to see one more defensive end of substance on this team. Like if you're going to trade Trey Lance, give me Montez Sweat.
Yes,
and I'll feel good.
I wouldn't be interested if I were them in spending $4 million on, I don't know what Justin Houston wants, but I wouldn't spend that kind of money. I don't know if you would. Anyway,
I'd have to think about it. I probably would.
The Bosas are hardball players when it comes to contracts. And the Niners are hardball players when it comes to contracts. And they really, when you think about the contracts they've signed, they didn't really have any fear of Debo. They knew he had not been a perfect candidate for the massive extension. He knew it, and he had no leverage. Trent Williams was a true free agent, but it was pretty clear. The Chiefs are going to sign me tomorrow unless you guys sign me today. So that one was easy. Kittle signed a sizable contract, but he played a tight end that was a position that's easy to, I don't know if I want to say take advantage of, but you're not giving out the biggest contract on your team. They haven't really been in this spot with a guy like this who is happy. Has a history of we, the Bosas, will hold out, and I'm the best player in my position. And so what does that mean? That means that the second best player at that position might make $31 million. And I want 30. John had a theory the other day we were talking. He's like, I bet Bosa doesn't want 33. He doesn't want $1.5 million more. He wants 40. And when I say he, I mean, or whatever. His theory was just like, I bet the number is not $2 million more than the guy before him, right? I mean, Joey signed for 102. What was his guarantee? Like 102?
Yeah.
3 years ago. So my guess that the guarantee was going to be like 116. So, yeah, I think the Bosa contract historically, you go, we're going to give you the biggest contract that any player that doesn't play quarterback has ever gotten. And the Bosas go, cool, but we're going to need more than that. Like, that's not enough. That's my theory, is just being the biggest is not enough. They think
35
you
a
need
year.
me. Yeah, maybe. I think they think the agent is saying, you need me. And I bet if we stare at each other for a month, you'll pay me what I want. So,
Well, once again,
the
if
good
we
news
get
is,
to
like you
August,
said, he'll be in shape when he rolls in.
if we get to August 15th and he's not there, maybe I'll get nervous. Until then, I think it's a done deal. They're looking at him going, if we lose this guy, we're cooked. How about, and if he's here, we can't really not play him. We can't just sit him out every day. So that means we're gonna have to play him a little bit. And any day we put him on the field, he could get hurt. Let's just not sign him until the middle of August.
What's the preseason turf situation? I guess these are all grass games.
Well, the Raiders practice outside on a grass field,
yeah,
and then play inside on field turf.
no, they play on grass.
Is it grass?
Yeah, they do
they wheel that in and wheel it out.
Same thing as the Cardinals.
Okay.
I was just there last week. I had dinner at Allegiant Stadium because I'm fancy, and on the club level there was this dinner, and not club level, like the field club, and they actually there's a UNLV has a field in there, Larry, that's artificial. The Raiders currently have a turf field with Raiders logos and everything, paint on it, but it's just for show. It's not actually a field that it's just for like tours and stuff. It's probably UNLV's field. So yeah, it's grass. It's a grass. They wheel in grass. So that always matters. Thank God the Giants game's at home.
Could you name a Raider linebacker, by the way? I asked this question last night to Jesse and Vish in the stream. Can you name a Raider linebacker?
Navarro Bowman.
Rod Smith or Rod.
Think about this. Nick Bosa is going to get in guarantees probably twice the total value of Max Crosby's contract, which is like $55 million.
Jay Mills says Matt Millen. Yes, there you go. Phil Villapiano. They've named a Raider linebacker. You're
telling me they are still trying to plug that linebacker spot? They've been trying to plug that spot since Reggie McKenzie.
I feel like I know a lot about football, or at least a lot of football players. Here's the Raider linebacking core: Robert Spillane. I used to love Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer. Darian Butler, Luke Masterson, Masterson, Curtis Bolton, Amari Burney, Kenai Mauga, Drake Thomas. The only name quality guy at all, and he's not really that name quality, but Divine Diablo. That's it.